Okay, let's jump right in. Today, we are breaking down one of the most important, and let's be honest, one of the most feared career skills salary negotiation. I'm telling you, getting this right can literally change your financial future. And this right here? This is the single biggest mistake people make. You know the feeling, right? You get an offer, you're so relieved, and you just want to say yes on the spot. But just taking that first number without any conversation is a massive mistake, actually. And not because it's rude to ask for more, but because you are almost always, and I mean always, leaving money on the table. So, how much money are we talking about? Well, on average, it could easily be an extra 5,000 euros a year, sometimes even more. And here's the thing you have to remember. Companies expect you to negotiate. They literally build that extra room right into their first offer. So why is this such a non-negotiable skill for you? Well, it all comes down to understanding your leverage. See, the moment a company makes you an offer, the entire power dynamic shifts dramatically in your favor. Let's dig into why that is. What's really fascinating here is the power you suddenly have. Think about it. They've already invested a ton of time and money in this whole hiring process. They've interviewed who knows how many people, and they picked you. The absolute last thing they want to do is go all the way back to square one. Trust me, they are ready for this conversation. All right, so now you're convinced, right? But hold on, you can't just go in and ask for a random number. You need a plan. And that plan starts with solid preparation. Doing your homework first is what lays the entire foundation for a successful negotiation. Data is going to be your best friend here. You can start with salary websites like Glassdoor or LinkedIn just to get a baseline. But honestly, the best intel often comes from talking to real people in your industry and checking out other job postings, especially since so many countries in Europe now have pay transparency laws. You're not guessing anymore. You're gathering cold, hard evidence. So once you have all that data, you need to give it some structure. And this is the best way I know how. Actually write these three numbers down. Your minimum, that's your walkaway number. Your target, what you realistically believe you're worth. And your ideal, the absolute top of the market. Having this written down gives you so much clarity and confidence. Okay, timing is everything. You don't negotiate in the first interview, and you for sure can't negotiate after you've already said I accept. Your real power exists in this very specific window of time, after they've offered you the job, but before you formally accepted it. That, right there, is your moment. And now for the main event, the actual conversation. This is where all that prep work really pays off. We're going to walk through the exact words to use, step by step, so you feel totally ready. So you get the call, they make the offer, your first instinct is probably to react immediately. Don't. Use this exact script. It's polite, it's professional, and it's incredibly powerful. So what does it actually do for you? Well, this simple little phrase accomplishes three critical things. First, it shows you're taking their offer seriously. You're being thoughtful. Second, it gives you breathing room to review your numbers and get your counteroffer ready. And third, it creates just a little bit of healthy tension. It signals that a professional conversation is about to happen. Okay, so when you call them back, you're going to start by framing the conversation. So you're not just randomly asking for more money. You are connecting your request to real, tangible value. You ground it in your experience, your proven results, and of course, all that market data you researched. It sets a super professional, evidence-based tone right from the start. So after you've set the stage, it's time to state your counteroffer. Using a collaborative phrase like, I was thinking more in the range of works really well. Now, the key here is to name a number that's actually a little bit above your target. This gives you some wiggle room. And after you've said that number, you do the single most important thing. Seriously, stop talking. The silence is going to feel a little awkward, maybe even uncomfortable, but you must not be the one to break it. You've made your case, you stated your number, and now you just wait for their response. This is the moment the real negotiation happens. So what happens if they come back with that classic line, sorry, the salary is fixed? First off, don't panic. This is usually just the start of the next phase. You pivot the conversation. You can ask, okay, I understand. Are other areas like extra vacation days or a training budget more flexible? A lot of times, those things are way easier for a manager to get approved. Okay, so you've gone back and forth, you've landed on a number or a package that you're happy with, you're almost there. But this final step is absolutely crucial to make sure you protect yourself. As soon as you have a verbal yes, you immediately and very politely ask for the revised offer in writing. And I mean it. Do not, under any circumstances, resign from your current job until you have that updated written contract in your hands. A verbal promise is nice, but it's not a commitment. A signed contract is. All right, before we wrap this up, let's just go over a few final pointers to make sure you're feeling totally prepared and confident when you head into your negotiation. So just remember these few things. First, culture matters. Know when to be direct and when to be a bit more subtle. Second, use those pay transparency laws. That data is your secret weapon. Third, please practice your script with a friend. Saying it out loud makes it so much less scary. And finally, no matter what happens, always stay professional. You want to maintain that good relationship. And one last really crucial point, especially for our female viewers. The data is so clear on this. Women in Europe consistently negotiate less often than men. So if you've ever felt hesitant about this, I want to be crystal clear. You absolutely deserve to be paid fairly for your work. Asking for what you're worth isn't aggressive. It's just smart business. And that's really what this is all about. Let's completely reframe this whole idea. Salary negotiation has nothing to do with being greedy or difficult. It's a standard, normal business process. It is about advocating for your own value and making sure you are compensated fairly for everything you bring to the table. Simple as that. So let's finish where we started. That extra 5,000 euros a year, it isn't just 5,000 euros. When you think about it compounded with all your future raises over, say, a 30-year career, what does that become? 150,000? 200,000? More? It's life-changing money. And it all starts with just one prepared professional conversation. You can do this.